Joining us now is Jordan Sekulow from the American Center for Law and Justice. Jordan, Judge Vinson ruled the whole law unconstitutional because it requires everyone be forced to buy health insurance. Can that be changed to make it constitutional?
President Obama is certainly probably looking at those options now here in Washington, D.C. What makes it much more difficult for him is that the Republican House of Representatives, with a big majority, has pledged the American people that they'll do everything they can to stop Obamacare. And that would not mean helping to reform it in a way that would make it easier to defend in court. Certainly, the individual mandate is the most controversial part of Obamacare. It's the most susceptible to a legal challenge. But we all have to remember, for the conservative groups and Americans out there who've been fighting against Obamacare, the individual mandate is what we're fighting in court. But there's a plenty of policy inside the health care reform legislation that we don't support either. So I think it'd be very tough for President Obama to get actual reforms through, though there are some Democrat senators who have already hinted at a possible repeal of the individual mandate.
In 4 other rulings on health care, 2 Republican appointees ruled against it and 2 Democratic appointees ruled in favor. So does that cast light on how the Supreme Court will rule when the case ultimately goes there?
Well, the consistency is pretty good for conservatives, and the ACLJ, we represented 63 members of Congress and 70,000 Americans here, and this should make the Obama administration very nervous because we've seen a George W. Bush appointee to the court, that was the judge in Virginia, and now Judge Vinson in Florida, who was a Reagan appointee. Both look at it through their own judicial mind and look at it through their own viewpoint, both coming to the same conclusion that the individual mandate is unconstitutional, but Judge Vinson in Florida going a step further and saying, without a severability clause in this law, which Democrats decided not to put in there, if there's no individual mandate, all of Obamacare is void.
Opponents of the plan are attacking on 2 fronts, the court and the legislative branch. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell plans to force a vote on the repeal. Will yesterday's decision make that easier?
I think it is. And we could actually see a report as early as tonight here in Washington, D.C. I just received a breaking news update from our government affairs director here at the ACLJ D.C. who said that Harry Reid is confident that he's going to let this vote go forward. They may lose a couple Democrats, but they've got a 53-47 majority. So we could see that vote tonight, tomorrow. I think now we are going to see a vote on it because they need to restore some confidence, at least publicly, in this health care plan.
When do you think it's going to go to the Supreme Court?
It's going to work its way through the normal processes. You know, people are talking about, can we get this quicker to the Supreme Court? And you could if the Supreme Court and the Obama administration agree. But the likelihood of the Obama administration wanting to rush this there is not high because right now the court is majority conservative.
All right, Jordan Sekulow, American Center of Law and Justice, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.